I prefer conspiracies than like worst states. I don't know.
No, let's do it. We're having fun with it.
I don't know if I want to recap that shit, bro.
See,
That bitch might find
I just
like
don't
you,
really
man.
have bad dates. So, and like I wouldn't want to like broadcast that. I prefer to broadcast like good dates than like.
But we're not saying no names or nothing. Who cares?
I only had like
Nobody
one
knows
where
about
it's
it.
bad. And every single other one is just more
Well,
so
there you
like
go.
me doing shit and like they're just tagging along.
That's it. It's
Like,
gonna
it's
be.
just
It's
like
gonna
you're
be.
just following
It's gonna be an
along.
easy podcast.
I feel like I need a shot before I talk about that shit or a drink. If we
So
do
then,
conspiracies
the
first,
conspiracy.
I feel like it'd be better,
All
bro.
right, let's go conspiracy because we don't have. And you guys already kind of talked too much about it, so that same energy is not gonna be there. All right, so you're opening it up anyway. So,
Okay.
huh?
I'm trying to think of conspiracy theories. I can't really think of any.
Let
can't
me
think of anything.
get one in mind so I can like flow with.
She's 8 minutes away.
Nice.
Is your dorm one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Be a perfect.
complete that out. Anyways,
Like,
whatever.
so
You're like
Oh God, people are gonna come in my house.
But you know, do you think it was inside?
as if they know your address.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like it's beep 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 beep.
I mean, in the sense of like they probably sent people from that spot and they're like, hey, we'll.
Anyways,
give
all right,
the
you
whole
got it.
family
You know,
some money and
yeah.
shit.
9/11, bro. That's kind
It
of
is
sad, bro.
9/11, so it'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
it is
conspiracy theory
9/11.
about
Yeah,
9/11?
that shit was an inside job.
Yeah, y'all didn't know.
Oh,
this
you
9/11
think
today?
that?
Are you serious? If
I-
you look at all the evidence, that shit.
All right. Anyway, all right. And a 1 and a 2 and a
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Los Mafiosos. I'm your host today, Malik. We got ETHIEN, we got Nani, and we got Jose right here. So
Y'all.
we're gonna talk about like conspiracy.
Gang, gang. What?
So
We
we're
can
gonna
talk about that
about
gang
like
shit, boy.
conspiracy theories and shit. So right off the bat, today is 9/11. Respect
Yes.
is due, you know, of course, to all the victims and our
First
men and women
responders,
and
yes.
blue firefighters, paramedics, all that day. Of course, you know, all praise or whatever you want to say to them, respect the victims, and but I do want to say I do believe 9/11 was an inside job done by the American government. Given all the evidence to the contrary, just like looking at like the implosion of the buildings, how were people who haven't had any flight experience fly directly into a building? How were their passports all found at the site? Everything else is burnt up, but you got a perfect passport sitting at the location of the people flying the plane. It's just too many errors. Go ahead.
On that part is that before I forget and all that. Did they show that it's not perfectly burnt, the passport or something like that?
So I do want to add on that bit
So
about the flying the plane because
They
I
actually-
dead ass learned how to drive a car from GTA 5.
but think about a plane. How
If
can
there's
you-
a will, there's a way.
No. I will say
there's a lot of
on
buttons in a
that. There actually is evidence. The people who did hijack it, where they were from, they actually did learn how to. They were certified to fly a plane.
Okay, but even in that, how do you perfectly fly that into a building? I mean, yeah, they got a little bit of training.
You should
but they
visit.
said, you know what? And I do take that back. They said they trained for a little bit before that. But how do you fly it directly into a plane? And even in that, how does the building implode when it was hit in the middle? Like the whole entire building fell
Also-
down. How does that
also-
happen?
You should visit the 9/11 museum in New York.
No. I'm saying
You went there?
Wait, have
Yeah,
y'all
been
I
there?
went twice.
Oh shoot!
Have you ever seen it?
That's
cried.
lit.
The
Really?
museum-
Yeah, I
the
know. I bet.
museum.
No, I haven't actually.
Well, wait. There's like an actual like closed building in the museum, or you mean the outside bit?
No. Like
There's two.
where
There's like the outside memorial thing, and then there's an
there's an
museum.
actual like inside
Inside
museum
museum,
where
yeah.
like the sub basements are from like the actual buildings. That's where like an entire like museum is, and they actually talk about like the people who did. They show the route. People's like calling like their family because like people in the plane they had service. So many calls of like this one guy that I like completely remembered. He was just like, I really don't understand what's going on. Like I just want you to like tell my daughter that like I love her, and like if you have a way to like tell my like parents, like everyone, like I don't know like
All
what's
those
going on.
recorded lines are there.
There's so many like it's such a
my
sensory
God.
overload
I would
in
not
there.
want to.
I will have to.
It's
Take in
honestly
a whole
like
case of
it's very heartbreaking,
tissues.
but like it's something that like you should really like take the time.
It's an
to.
experience. It's
It
a
really
full-on
is,
experience.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Cause like where they had the memorial where like they have like that deep pit. That's where like the 2 buildings were at, right?
Yeah, they have 2 waterfalls, and those and the waterfalls were from where the 2 buildings were placed.
Yeah, because I remember when I went to New York,
Fountains or
like
waterfalls?
before coronavirus, like during I forgot.
Yeah, I'm
honestly,
just messing with you.
but like I went to that. That shit's so fucking ominous. Like being there.
2 in
'Cause,
one?
like I had like a
Yeah.
weird feeling like walking up to it, and as I actually like ended up going like next to the like waterfall bit and like actually touched it. That
It's
shit
a very
felt weird.
sinking feeling.
It don't even seem real, like seeing it
Yeah.
on a screen.
No,
But it's
so
even
then-
worse
So-
because like
so
it was
one-
all bright and sunny, but like looking down the pit, like it was
It's
just black.
dark. Yeah.
But anyways, one thing. So like how you were saying, the plane, crashes and the building just goes down. Isn't that like a architectural structure that because of like in New York has like it's one of the
It
cities
was
that has
one
like
of the oldest buildings.
that has like
The
tall
tallest-
skyscrapers.
See, that's the
So
thing.
so because of like heavy like the wind and all that, there's a structure.
See,
And also if one building collapses, so it won't fall over and collapse the other one.
We're just debunking your concern.
and I scored 100
we
on
just-
my ACT test
You scored a what?
8 years ago.
look,
What?
well, listen to this though. Listen to this.
That's
Hey, yo.
Oh shoot! I gotta put my
Oh,
clothes
I
on
got
the dryer.
higher than you.
Oh yeah, I forgot that shit was like out of 1,000.
Well, now it's like out of like 13.
100.
Yeah, it's like 1,500. This man's like, yeah, I got 100 on my SAT. He's like, you sure you should be talking like you know something, bro?
All right, stop interrupting Malik, yo. What the?
Even in that,
Right?
what you were saying about the architectural structure, if I was to like take a knife and slice through this shouldn't fall down. You know what I mean? Like this part would fall off, but this part down here shouldn't fall anywhere. What
But it
about like
doesn't
the
have-
countless people around who said they heard explosions and shit like that? Like buildings do not implode from something falling through the
Okay,
middle.
but then think about it like this. When you play Jenga and you put something on the very top, that extra weight tumbles the entire thing.
But what about why were people
Think
hearing
about that
explosions? You have literal accounts of people hearing
But-
explosions.
but
If
we're
y'all-
talking-
If we were to pull up footage right now, y'all would see what I'm talking about. Buildings
Yeah, yeah.
are
No,
not
yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
fall like that. They don't. It's like
But-
in jet.
But I mean, the
Have y'all
explosion.
ever seen like the
Well, I mean, I don't
video?
know. We need to-
like,
we
of
need
the
to take a
camp,
look at
like,
that
the
thing
news
again.
anchors, like being right next to the firefighters.
And it
Well, not even them talking about like the explosion. It's just like them seeing like it's the point where like that whole group of people were just jumping off that whole
I've seen
time.
that.
Yeah, that is like messed up because you just literally see one guy stone cold looking at it and just follow. Like you see his eyes follow all the bodies, and he just had to like sit down because he just like couldn't do it no more.
But that's a shock though.
Yeah.
Like you can't really like assume that every single person is gonna have the same reaction as to or something's happening and they're just immediately gonna run away. Some people are gonna be looking, they're just like, is this really happening before my eyes?
Yeah, because like a lot of those things, like you see it
Yeah.
in movies and all that, and it's like holy shit.
Because the
Right
only
in front of me.
people, the only
Insane.
people who truly understood what was like really going on was by the time that those planes were turning around off of their route. Like the towers are just like, why is this happening? Why are you not communicating with me? Why are you turning around? Why is there 3 planes going the same direction? So like obviously they're understanding. They're telling other planes, stop your plane right now and go to the nearest port. So if like you're kind of like I guess just like thinking to yourself that like you should just run away or like you're not hearing that shit, like can you really blame them for like just standing there like sitting out like I need to take a breather on this?
I'll be
Like,
right back.
No, it's just like what I meant by it is like it's so fucking like now it's just weird to look at it because like you
Yeah.
just see all the different reactions from it. Like one of the chiefs was there just like looking at like everyone like his fellow firefighters,
yeah.
and he just had to console the whole time because he didn't even want to look up because he already knew what, like everything was happening. He's just like, I gotta take care of my men. Like everything that's happening is like
No,
it's
but
out
it
of my
also
control.
goes for like what we were talking about earlier about the Chernobyl reaction. There's a TV show on HBO Max that like actually like depicts like actual like people, I guess just like emotions of like what it really went through. So many officials knew what was happening. They were in denial and saying this reactor didn't explode. Keep doing your job. So then by
Right.
the time that like employees are going to like the actual thing, experiencing symptoms, dying, like having burns all over their body, the officials are just like, they're in denial. They're like, one, this isn't happening. Two, just keep doing your job. That was just an explosion, nothing serious. So like, it's just something that like, could you? Well, one, I blame Chernobyl. Like that shouldn't have happened. They should have done it correctly. But then also, like, I guess like officials, like you can't. I guess just like you can't really blame them until you understand how they were in their shoes.
Yeah, true.
So I'm sorry, I'm
Just
debunking your conspiracy theory.
But nah, it's not debunking.
So then, well, there you go.
It's
The one thing I haven't heard though, the one.
stands. And
Yeah.
I also want to say this: there was a point when a news anchor was doing a report talking about how the building had just been hit, but behind them the building was still standing. Because you know they do it like they do reports in front of like the windows and stuff, but the building was still standing.
Well, that's just green screen.
No. It was an actual building. Like you can literally look it up on YouTube.
I need to
now.
see that.
The building was still standing. It's World Trade Center 7. You can look it up. It's literally on YouTube right now today still.
So even though I kind of know this, but I'm just gonna say it for the viewers and all that, and to keep it going. So conspiracy, but then what was the goal? What's the goal if it was planned?
The United States was in, I want to say, like $4 trillion in debt or something like that. And I can't remember exactly, but that's why they crashed a plane into the, I want to say it was the Pentagon, right into the place where...
Oh, yeah, it was the finance department, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I forgot how it all intertwined, but there was a part to it, which was pretty much the whole reason for the 9/11.
Also because the World Trade Center back then, if I'm not mistaken,
It was for global. It was like their global marketing.
Yeah, it was like the back then.
I thought it was like
spot.
that what initiated us to move into Iraq.
Something to that degree.
Well, prior
Like
to
the
that
war,
was
'cause, like,
the
that's
when,
war
like,
wanted
war-
oil.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was just like the U.S. wanted oil because we want a different source rather than like coming from Russia or Germany back then, wherever it's from. And they just kept pushing to Iraq, and then they noticed like, oh, they're making nuclear weapons. We gotta like restrict them, but we can't do nothing about it because we got no sanctions. So after everything from 9/11, they're like, well, now we have reason to get
We
our
just got
oil
attacked,
and
yeah.
sanction them and like attack.
Yeah, I think
Which is where
that's
the
what I
conspiracy
heard.
comes from, because all these different
I don't know if I heard
coincidences.
about they were in debt.
Yeah. And the
money
guy
stuff.
who owned the World Trade Center had bought terrorism insurance 2 months before 9/11.
Oh,
Larry Silverstein.
He
there's
calling that name
terrorism
out.
insurance. That's crazy.
There's insurance for everything,
Everything.
now.
Oh, yeah.
There's like in Hawaii, there's like volcanic insurance.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I
That's-
bet.
that's
Yeah, I
necessary.
bet. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like even then, like some of the volcanoes over there, like they never erupted for like hundreds of years, and now because of like everything's changing, they're like, yeah, let's may as well like bring that back up because like there's some volcanoes that like they have like ice tops and everything, and now because of it, like the tectonic shifts are finally shifting because of climate change. They're like starting to erupt again, like having like some
Like,
seismic
becoming
actions.
They're becoming
smoky from the top.
active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys know El Salvador has like I forgot how many volcanoes, but
I
it
think
has
it's
a
like
lot.
8,
No,
right?
more than
Something
that.
like
It's like
Really?
20.
I know Peru
Small
has
ass
like a
country.
whole bunch. Like their whole like coast is just a red line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
As well as California, right?
Yeah.
Puerto Rico lives on top of a tectonic plate, and then they've been having like a bunch of earthquakes. I think like the biggest earthquake that they had was like I think 2 years ago in 2020, and I was there on that earthquake. And
Did
then
it
like
feel
we
good?
were, bro, I was like I went to sleep at 4 a.m, and then like 30 minutes later I just feel shaking, and I'm just like,
What the fuck is shaking the bed?
bro, I just like close my eyes. I'm
Honey,
just like, I'm
stop
going to back
doing
to
that.
sleep. I go back to sleep, but I couldn't go back to sleep because the fan turned off. And obviously, like, I'm used to living here with like a very like cool, like just sleeping in cold temperatures. And I'm just like, bro, I can't fucking sleep in this shit right now. Now my grandma comes upstairs. She's like screaming. She's like, are you okay? You're okay. And I'm just like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I be? And she's just like, that was an earthquake. And I'm like, oh shit, like, what? My brother's like in the other room passed out. And then like my cousin's calling me, freaking out. And I'm just like, oh, like, this was an actual earthquake. We're like listening to like radio broadcasting and like what's it called, and like their like backup generator or something like that. We're hearing that like cities near us are just like tumbling down, like people like getting hurt. And I'm
Damn.
just like, dang, bro, like I was like 10 minutes away from that.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
it's
That's
scary.
wild.
Like I call my best friend who lives in Ponce. Like I'm calling her. I'm just like, are you okay? She's like, dude, like I have no idea. Like from where they live, that's where they got hit the most. And like she said, like a couple miles down, like a lot of people were injured.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, then, Malik. We have reached that time mark.
So I was gonna
Just
say,
a
I
last
feel like
thought.
nobody really gave a valid argument to the contrary. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the point still stands. All the evidence, all the evidence.
We did some bids.
No,
No. Now we're bringing it back up.
Nobody refuted anything I said, so I feel like my point still stands.
Look, this is part one, two,
Bush did 9/11.
The evidence is on YouTube. There's been documentaries made about it. So I mean, that was an inside
We'll
job
leave
by the
some
government.
links for y'all to see.
I like that, right?
Have some visual representations. You
Anyways,
did a good job.
all right, then, I'm gonna close on
You
this
gave
out.
out your
then.
point.
Thank you guys for watching. I guess expect another part 2. I wish we get the whole fam on this.
We should just fucking do part 2.
Bro, TC would be. Bro,
No,
he
yeah,
posted
exactly.
something
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it
yeah.
earlier
Like
this
TC,
morning on
Josh.
Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
We
be a
should have
big one.
called
Then.
him and let him
Facebook.
be on this episode, bro.
Nah, bro, what the fudge. Anyways,
What's
all right,
Facebook?
there's gonna be a part 2, guys. So stick around. Thank you guys for watching. Share us your thought. Comment down below. Let us know what you think, because definitely that's like a big conspiracy. You know, well known. But anyways, all
Bush
right.
9/11.
Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace. Say peace, you little lovers.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. That's not a plane. That was a missile, bro.